Let's talk about psychosis. Not the Hollywood kind, not the horror movie trope where someone snaps. I mean the real kind, the kind that happens quietly in bedrooms, on sidewalks, in emergency rooms, to real people, especially people like us. Psychosis is often seen as something scary, extreme, unrecognizable, but a lot of the time it's not some rare disease. It's a natural response to an unnatural world. I spent most of my young adult life feeling like I was going crazy. Not because I was dangerous, but because I was surrounded by people who told me to smile through things that were killing me. People who told me to act normal in situations that were anything but. To ignore harm, to swallow injustice, to pretend abuse wasn't abuse just because it was common. That kind of spiritual contradiction, that's what cracks reality. I was told to be grateful, to be quiet, to stop thinking so much, but I was thinking, I was noticing, I was trying to survive in a system that wanted me either obedient or gone. And when I tried to speak up about the violence, about how none of it made sense, I wasn't met with care. I was met with labels. She's being dramatic. She's unstable. She's delusional. And psychosis is used differently depending on who you are. If you're white and wealthy and you say something out there, it's innovation, it's eccentricity, it's genius. Oh, it's autism. But if you're black, indigenous, gay, suddenly it's dangerous, suddenly it's criminal, suddenly it's mental illness, a reason to restrain you, sedate you, erase you. Black Americans are overdiagnosed with psychotic disorders, twice as likely to be involuntarily committed, and face higher use of force in psychiatric settings. Latin people, especially immigrants, are misread because of language barriers or cultural expressions and get swept into forced treatment they didn't consent to. Indigenous women are disproportionately labeled unfit in court, leading to child removals instead of healing. Muslim people are more likely to have spiritual visions or cultural beliefs called delusional, reinforcing Islamophobic ideas of extremism. Queer and trans people, especially trans women of color, are locked away for their own safety when what they actually needed was support and protection. And neurodivergent people get pathologized, punished for stimming, vocal tics, meltdowns, as if reacting to constant sensory and social assault is a crime. In all of these cases, the trauma we live through becomes the excuse to pathologize us. The system says our pain is the problem, so it never has to fix the cause. I've experienced it firsthand. I got pepper sprayed once for simply not wanting to talk to somebody, for refusing to engage with the conversation that they wanted to force on me. And when I fought back, suddenly I was the crazy one. Suddenly I was the one people said needed to be institutionalized. Not because I posed a threat, but because I had the nerve to refuse submission. Because I didn't accept violence quietly. But that's the trick. You speak too clearly, you notice too much, you stop playing nice, and suddenly your sanity is up for debate. What's wild is that people are out here talking to AI chatbots for hours a day, forming emotional bonds with simulations, and that is seen as tech forward. But when we speak to spirit or feel ancestral presence or notice energy shifts in a room, suddenly we're unstable, we're psychotic, we need help. We live in a world that praises white-coated delusion, but pathologizes, I can't even say this word, spiritual insight, emotional sensitivity, and political awareness in marginalized people. Let me say this loud and clear. Psychosis is not a moral failure. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not a disease. It's the alarm. It's the mind breaking open under pressure, trying to escape what feels unbearable, trying to restructure reality when the one we've been given is cruel, contradictory, and unsafe. So when someone says they're seeing or hearing or feeling something that doesn't make sense to you, that doesn't mean they're broken. It might mean they're responding to things you've stopped noticing, or worse, you've been trained to ignore. We need to stop asking what's wrong with them and start asking, what have they been made to carry alone? How have we neglected them, dismissed them, punished them for speaking the truth too plainly? And most importantly, how do we protect them? Not just spiritually by holding space, staying connected, offering presence, but physically. We need to fight for a world that doesn't throw people away the moment they stop performing comfort for others. A world that doesn't abandon people to institutions, prisons, and psych wards because they challenge the lie we're all living in. Because the truth is, people don't fall into conspiracy theories, cults, or psychotic episodes because they're broken. They fall in because we left them behind, because we didn't listen, because we needed them to be easy instead of real. Let's stop leaving each other behind. Let's stop mistaking reaction for disorder. Let's stop letting the system define sanity as submission. Let's start defending each other. Let's start creating space for what's too big, too painful, too weird to make sense right away. Let's build a world where psychosis doesn't have to happen because people are finally allowed to feel, to grieve, to rage, and to heal out loud.